Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. This is my daughter, Serafina, who's deciding to join us with some more Samantha. She's holding Samantha and Nellie here. So we're going to be looking at Welcomes to Samantha's World, 1904, growing up at the turn of the 20th century. So they have the pop-up book, and then they have this one. So this is comment to one of the other books that I've already done. So it talks about Samantha's World a little bit. Talks about the growing country. So you had the Arizona and New Mexico territory, you had Oklahoma territory, but and a lot of the other states were already in existence. So
Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
it's talking about the hustle and bustle of the cities, new cars and airplanes. Talks about newfangled notions where you have lamps and vacuuming and all sorts of electricity. A lot of history here. You talk about life in the small town. So this is talking about where the mansions, where there's still factories. They had boarding houses. There was the public library, which was mentioned. Samantha went to a private school. Nellie would have gone to the public schools. So it talks about the summers in the city and how people were, in Samantha's class, were hanging out and going to the parks.
Even though it's probably very hot back then.
Not as hot as it is now. But nonetheless, it talks about the life in the mansions, the children's nurseries, the different bedrooms.
Even if Mom doesn't have a room.
No, she has her own bedroom because she's an only child. And an orphan. And it talks about the night at the opera, where you had different singers. Talks about different amusements, where you're talking about the teddy bears and the doll houses. It talks about, let's see if I can move this in. Harry Houdini here, who was an escape artist. It talks about bicycles and bloomers. Women are doing more exercising. This is one of their swimming costumes.
But it's not good at having a bicycle. See?
Yes.
That
is in one of the short stories. You can check out that video where we have Samantha and her bicycles, but where she, we'll talk about more, but when we're changing into bloomers, which were, let's see, the pants here, those are bloomers. They were very puffy pants. Clean and presentable, talking about different cleaning products and hair. This shows different shampoos, which are becoming more common. The road to good health and what people thought were healthy back then.
And some of it was as the healthy kid gay.
Yes.
It has been.
So Coca-Cola is not. Sparkling water does not do anything.
But it has been once.
Yes.
As been is still who is gay.
Yes. Talking about meeting the Roosevelts. This is Teddy Roosevelt, sorry. Wrong Roosevelt. We'll get to Franklin. That's Molly.
Yeah.
We'll get there. But
golf. And getting one the way that goes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. But there was a big family in the White House and talking about the different things that Franklin was doing. They talk about his daughter Alice, who was his oldest, and I believe there's a quote where it's like, I can either run the country or control Alice. I cannot do both. So his oldest daughter was very modern and kind of uncontrollable. Talks about, this is a page on Meet the Gilbraths, who were a family who were trying to be extremely efficient.
And some that it's so technology is still today.
Well, yes, some exist today. Talking about the store window, about the different toys and doll houses and things. The invitation to the weddings, how they would have weddings, typically in their homes. A lot of people were not getting married in churches back then. At that time, typically it was held in the wealthy families' homes. The more poorer people would probably get married in their local churches. Talks about more about the weddings. Talks about making a house a home, where it's talking about carpets and decorations, how women were slowly, the lady of the house was starting to have less servants, and starting to have to do her own stuff.
Everything go not Bob, so yeah, you're getting, I hope you get 6. Because
Yes.
at the end of it, Ray, so is her story.
Yes, Sari.
And you're like, can you use it?
Yes, Sari. Talking about times for change, women becoming doctors, and different jobs. Then
yeah, okay, but yeah. Yep.
we're talking about Ellis Island would have been in full force, so this is talking about the immigration, like Nellie's parents who came over for Ireland.
Yeah, we have to do a fact picture.
Yes,
Yeah,
and my daughter has an obsession with the Statue of Liberty. Which
and
was
you also never get mentioned from me and other things.
yes, we will get to Rebecca later. That talks more about.
I'm by Titanic book.
Yes, but there's other books in here. We'll get to those. But they're talking more about stitching pages here. Where different families would live again, and it's talking more about behind the factory walls. Sari, put that doll down.
I'm holding it. I'm fixing it.
All right. And the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory, pretty well known. My daughter's not like scary stuff, but again, we're talking a lot of information about work reform and the condition of workers. Talks about the orphan train, which is mentioned in the end of Samantha's books, where children were being sent west either to, sometimes they were adopted, sometimes people just wanted farm workers. So, and that's what was going to happen to Nellie. She was going to be sent off away from her sisters. It talks about the women who are reformers here. We're talking about Hull House, which was created by Jane Addams in Chicago to help families and children. And Jip, who's Cornelia's dog. Saving Nature, which was something that
both of us involved with.
Yes, both Franklin and Teddy Roosevelt were very big on nature and protecting it. And then it talking more about women's rights and the start of the women's rights movement and women doing suffrage. And then it kind of talks about the peek into the future where Samantha marched with suffragettes, which was likely. Samantha would have been 25 years old before Congress passed a law allowing women's rights to vote. So Cornelia would still have been alive. Samantha would have been in her 20s. But that is this book. That's the end of this video. Highly interesting. Small child, who again wants to be here. Not my idea. I need to get stuff done. So if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.